David Wallman here with my XFX2, which I love. It's my main piece of equipment as far as tone, and I love the thing. But today we're going to try to improve it by changing the fan. Why would we do that? Just because the fan in the XFX2 is a little noisy. It's not really a silent fan. Check this out. I'm going to turn it on. Makes a little noise. I'm just kidding. This is the actual noise. And it's alright, but when you're in a studio and you're working on really precise things, you just don't want to be bothered by that. So, here's a solution. I purchased this silent fan. This is a SilenX fan, and it's a 14 CFM model. Should fit the X. We're going to check it out. We're going to open the XFX2. Let's turn this off. Let's get to work. We're going to start by unscrewing the screws on the top of the machine. By the way, these pads I got at Home Depot, those are just furniture pads. And I put them on here to protect the unit when it's in a rack so that it's really stable inside the rack and it doesn't move. I got the 12 screws unscrewed, and now we're going to open the unit and see what's inside. We're going to unplug the fan from the motherboard. And now we're just going to remove this old noisy fan. Now that we're ready to place the new silent fan, there's a problem. You can see that the silent fan is thicker than the original one. That's not really a problem. We're gonna fix this by placing this fan in a different way. Let me show you. Oh, and by the way, when you place this, make sure that the fan spins in the same direction that the original one was placed on. First, gonna slide the new fan on the screws. We're going to take our bolts, and this time, instead of placing our bolts on top of the screws, on top of the unit, we're going to place them right there. You might say that that's really a pain to do, and go ahead, say it. Go ahead. Yeah, so it is a pain to do. So there's another solution, which I took that route because I really didn't want to screw right here. It's possible, some of my friends have done it, but it's really a pain. So I went to hardware store, Ace Hardware, and for about 60 cents I got these little stoppers, tiny little stoppers, and I made sure that they fit the screw. Now there's a lot of different options, but you just want something really thin to put between the actual panel and your fan, and that's the route that I went with. I'm going to take off these big ones, replace them with the small ones. Now we can fit our fan, and we have space to put our bolts. The new fan is tightly secured, doesn't move, and these little new rubber bands, the smaller ones, are going to make this fit properly so that the bolts can fit on the screws. Make sure that you're putting back the panel the way it should be. The fan should be facing these two processors. Let's plug the fan back in, put all the screws back. And now for the moment of truth, we're going to turn on the XFX2 and it should be silent. Much better. XFX2 is on. I hardly hear it. It worked. Thanks for watching this. I will see you next time. And until then, salut.